With Arashi Castles of Sin being delayed till December 5th and Behemoth being pushed to 2024, it's time to take a look at what games are coming we all need to be excited for. And believe me, there is a whole host of games coming that I simply cannot wait, and some of them I've even been lucky enough to get early access to. Arizona Sunshine sets you on an all-new adventure in a post-apocalyptic world, which looks stunning, by the way, at least on PC, and looks and feels like a true successor to the original, which is easily one of the most well-known zombie shooters in VR. The game features co-op and your canine companion buddy, who you can actually use not only to carry weapons for you, he can attack on command and even automatically takes on zombie hordes when you're outnumbered. I was fortunate enough to go hands-on it while at Vertigo Games recently, and I gave my full thoughts in a video that I'll link in the description. And very soon I'll have some gameplay to share with you, so make sure you subscribe. We still don't have a solid release date, but trust me, I don't think this game will disappoint.
Very overprotective.
I went hands-on with Assassin's Creed Nexus on MetaQuest 3 recently while getting early access to the MetaQuest 3, and I came away massively impressed. The graphics are beautiful, the amount of NPCs on screen are pretty stunning for a standalone headset, and the fluid movement of going rooftop to rooftop put this firmly in my mind as one of the games I'm really looking forward to. I recently learned as well that the build I played was actually on Quest 2, so I'm really excited to check out the Quest 3 version. Being a fan of the original Assassin's Creed games, I was very hesitant how this would translate into VR, but it feels absolutely legit. I'm more excited for this one currently than any other game coming to Quest 3. One of my favourite games of all time is Resident Evil 4, and the remake was absolutely fantastic. The remake still feels like the original from 2005, but with all new gameplay elements, and to memory I don't think I've played any remake that has quite lived up to the standard of what Capcom did with this game. And after playing the VR version of Resident Evil 8, I've got no doubt this will be one of the best action horror games to come this year, and hopefully it's going to release before Christmas.
The slide and reload controls of the many weapons in the game are realistic, down to their finest details.
Bulletstorm was one of my favourite games back on Xbox 360, made by People Can Fly and Epic Games, and features that gritty look of Gears of War, but with massively over-the-top gameplay with a focus on high scores, or I believe it was called skill points, and it's now coming to VR. You have the full single-player campaign. I'm really looking forward to this one. Phasmophobia is one of the most scary and funny experiences you can have in VR. I still can't actually play Phasmophobia on my own still to this day. It's a 4-player online co-op psychological horror game where you and your team of paranormal investigators will go into multiple haunted locations filled with paranormal activity. And you've got to try and gather as much evidence as you can, using all different methods of ghost hunting equipment to find and record the evidence to sell on to a ghost removal team. If you're a fan of horror games, this one needs to be at the top of the list. Journey to Foundation sees you play as an agent with the Commission of Public Safety, a shadowy organisation that maintains order in the Galactic Empire. This is a role-playing adventure game with dynamic conversations where every choice carries consequences and affects the story. What begins as a mission to investigate deserters in the periphery quickly becomes a battle for control of all humanity. With your superior officer in your ear and the esteemed governor's daughter at your side, you must journey to Foundation, and after recently watching the TV series on Apple, which I absolutely loved by the way, I'm very excited to play this one. Seventh Guest is coming in a matter of days, and I was very lucky to go hands-on with a press demo, which made the game go from slightly something I was mildly interested in to one of the most anticipated puzzle games of the year for me. The game tells its story using real actors with motion capture, and you have to use a magic lamp which can show you the past and the present in real time. It's a really incredible thing to see in VR, and each character is unique, and as you go through the mansion, each of those rooms will be filled with unique puzzles for you to solve. Definitely hyped to be reviewing this very soon. Fast Travel's newest game, Vampire the Masquerade, sees you become a powerful vampire with brutal abilities, sucking the blood from your victims to use crazy underworld abilities to get through the streets of Venice. You also have a crossbow with special bolts to kill and distract or knock out guards from afar, and you need to level up your powers. One of my favourite things about this game is how you can approach it in any way you want. You can play stealthily, taking everyone down without being seen, or go full on aggression. But it doesn't take long to die from multiple bullet shots, and the NPCs are pretty good at finding you. It really reminds me of Dishonored, which was a fantastic game series back in the day, and the game looks absolutely gorgeous on Quest 2, and I can't wait to see it on Quest 3 and PSVR 2 very soon. As a huge fan of mech games, Underdogs is a beautiful looking arena mech roguelike with a multiple choice story. You can gear up with 100 plus items, including power tools like chainsaws and wrecking balls, and hire hackers and saboteurs. You must hustle and deal with these gangsters and psychos who run these streets as you claw your way up the food chain to become the ultimate fighter in the arena. This is definitely one to keep on your radar. Wanderer was one of the best puzzle games I played back in 2022, and is now coming renamed and remade called Wanderer Fragments of Fate. You have to travel through time and take control of people, and you'll visit certain important moments in history, such as World War II, the Aztec ruins, and even the landing on the moon. And you must rewrite the past to change the future. The game looked absolutely incredible last year, and the new version looks really insane in comparison. I can't wait to play this game all over again.
Hitch up your britches, Asher. Something tells me we're in for one hell of an adventure!
Speaking of remakes, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 1 is being remade for Quest 3, and the first chapter still stands as the best game in the series. If you're brand new to Quest 3, this should be on your list as a must-play game. There is no better feeling of stabbing a zombie than in Saints and Sinners. And going by the side-by-sides we've been shown recently, I'm definitely excited to jump back in. I recently went hands-on with Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord in a multiplayer session while at Gamescom, and it left me a little underwhelmed with the lack of scary ghosts and the fact it feels like a wave-based shooter, and it also seems very aimed as a family-friendly game, and not something that the hardcore fans are in need of. But it still definitely makes you feel like a genuine Ghostbuster, and I'm still definitely looking forward to checking this out as soon as it releases. In Foglands, you play as a runner, heroes of a sparse community that now live underground. You must run, jump, sneak and fight your way through the fog. The Foglands is described as an atmospheric VR dungeon crawler. It is also described as a roguelike adventure where you discover new paths and uncover old secrets. You must run into the unknown, fight monsters, scavenge for loot, and try to make it back before you are swallowed by the fog. Now, apart from some new gameplay that we're taking a look at here, I really don't actually know that much about Foglands, but I do know I like the style of the graphics, and I'm very interested to checking out some gameplay soon. Vertigo II is a single player adventure built from the ground up for VR. Deep underground in the reaches of the Quantum Reactor 7, you will wake to finish your journey home. You have to face bizarre alien flora and fauna leaking from other universes, and deadly android security forces whose job is to purge the reactor of all life. You must try to determine who to trust, as sinister agents lurk just out of sight. It features 14 unique weapons, cool reload mechanics, and very cool boss fights, and a story panning over 18 chapters. Gamers often refer to this as one of the best VR games they've played this year, and the PSVR 2 version is looking fantastic. I think this is going to hit #1 on the PlayStation Store as soon as it drops, and I'm hoping to be reviewing it very soon. There it is, just some of the games that are coming very soon that I'm personally excited for. Be sure to let me know what games you're looking forward to down in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next video.